When preparing for this event, I try to imagine in a picture sense, yeah, what topics we would be discussing. And I put myself a challenge. I could only pick 3 pictures. Yeah. So the 3 pictures that I put here are those, and they should show an intersection with a critical situation, a human-machine interface, yeah, and a rural road with a speed sign. So I think this is somehow linked to the speeding issue. Yeah. So judging from the discussion so far, my estimate was not too far wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Maybe before starting to discuss ITS, some words about the European motorcycle industry. We are not as old as Klepa. Yeah? We were established in 1994. We are not as big, but still we represent 14 power-to-wheeler manufacturers, producing in total 25 brands, and the logos you see there. And in addition to having manufacturing members, we also have national industry association members, 18 of them, which by themselves also represent some smaller manufacturers and suppliers, typically small and medium enterprises. We do have actually a quite large user base. I think this number was already mentioned yesterday by Mr. Christensen. 37 million users in what is now the EU 28. As is already shown in the picture, we have a diversity of vehicles, diversity of owners, and also a diversity of purposes. We have commuting, we have leisure, we have also sport. Yeah? And maybe a combination of all those. What we do see, however, is more and more European citizens are using power two-wheelers for commuting purposes. This diversity, which was also touched upon yesterday, I think is made even more visual in this slide, because this shows you the 2-, 3-, and 4-wheeled versions of vehicles in this L category. Yeah. ITS, what is it? Yeah. So let's try to define it. I didn't look too far. I just had a look at the EU ITS directive. And this is an extract from the definition of ITS. And it says systems in which information and communication technologies are applied in the field of road transport, including infrastructure, vehicles and users, and in traffic management and mobility management, as well as for interfaces with other modes of transport. Yeah. Actually, I think it means the interconnectedness of all these 3 aspects, the user, the vehicle, and the infrastructure. I think it was already very clearly explained by the previous speaker, Mr. Dykes. Intelligence actually is the ability to combine all these aspects. ITS, the bigger picture. I think this is a chart coming from either the European Commission or ETSI. Yeah, so in this case, I should blame ETSI for not having including a motorcycle in here. Yeah, I looked for it. Yeah, trust me, it's not there. So, and I think this is also part of the problem. General industry views. I would like to make it very clear that ASEM is ready to embrace ITS as an integral part of future mobility. And this should mean improved safety, more efficient, more comfortable transportation, and whenever possible also reduced energy consumption. Yeah? Safe, smart, clean. A growing number of individual ASEM members has been actively involved, is getting more actively involved in research and demonstration projects. and with a prime focus on what was already mentioned as cooperative ITS as the most promising area for the following reasons. Highest benefit potential. I think we already mentioned digital conspicuity yesterday. We have in Europe a well-established standardization community. So actually we are pretty well advanced in terms of finalizing, having standards available for ensuring interoperability. We have a proactive authority support and at least co-funding, courtesy of European Commission. And actually, cooperative ITS means that we face a reasonable component and system cost, which is obviously, as an OEM, always very important. The way ahead. V2X, so vehicle-to-vehicle or vehicle-to-infrastructure systems, can actually address the most common PTW accident configurations, partly by increasing conspicuity. I think this is a well-known statistic. More than half of accidents occur at intersections. We know for sure that V2X will progressively appear in cars in the not too distant future. And power-to-wheeler motorcycle safety will actually benefit from being included in this connected world. Just maybe a couple of examples of PTW industry involvement in research, demonstration, FOT projects. Already for a quite long time, Japan has been looking into advanced safety vehicles. So this ASV promotion project started in 1996. I think in its phase 2, it already started to include motorcycle safety. We have here in Europe the Car-to-Car Consortium, which is looking at standardization issues, triggering algorithms, but also actually deployment. We have regular annual ITS World Congresses, 2012, where a couple of OEMs presented the so-called motorcycle approach warning system to make other road users aware of the presence of motorcycles. We've had the SIMTD project in Germany, Frankfurt am Rhein. We had last year the ITS World Congress in Tokyo, where we had a different version of the motorcycle approach warning system, this time linked to an automated vehicle. And I think this is especially important, having heard from the previous speaker that the automation of cars is definitely a thing of the future. So we don't just need drivers in cars to pay attention to us. We also, in the future, will need automated cars to pay attention to motorcycles. And we also have this Drive C2X project. Yeah, so this is just an indicative list. This next slide is just showing you a couple of movies from the projects, R&D programs, demonstration, field operational test programs that were mentioned on the previous slide. So there's the ASV, the Car-to-Car Communication Consortium. There's a movie on Drive2X. And there are two examples of typical use cases where cooperative ITS can play a useful role in reducing exposure to risky situations. What ASEM supports is the following: further development of ITS applications, which can first and foremost improve motorcycle safety. We should be looking at ITS solutions designed with consideration of the specific requirements of PTWs and their users. Yeah, so in this sense, I'm very appreciative of the fact that there were no motorcycles shown in the previous presentation. It's not just a copy-paste job, yeah? Transferring technology from cars to motorcycles. And what we also support as ASEM is the full-scale integration of power two-wheelers in transport management planning, infrastructure projects, consideration by car manufacturers. And the reason why is that we want to realize the full potential in terms of improving literally the visibility of motorcycle riders who are still vulnerable road users. Motorcycle industry is ready to assume its responsibility and play its role in this connected society. Yeah, I'm going to come back to that in the last but one slide. And actually, we are already working quite hard at developing ITS on an individual but also on a collaborative basis. And, well, working on development is one thing. We also have plans for actual deployment. This is what we would like to see happen. Yeah? So power two-wheeler plus ITS hopefully provides us with an intelligent powered two-wheeler. And I try to think of some keywords. Telematics, responsibility, our responsibility as Motorcycle Industry Association to provide society with technical solutions that will improve your safety. Awareness, raising awareness at the policy level, raising awareness in traffic situations for the presence of motorcycles. Forward-looking, so most definitely cooperative ITS is a thing of the future. Yeah? But as with all future things, at some point in time, action has to start. Functionality, ITS will provide us with more functionality than we currently have to the benefit of society, but also to the benefit of the motorcyclist himself. Intelligence, I think this was already explained by the previous speaker. And then finally, cooperation. Yeah. Put together, this spells traffic. And I think that's, at the end of the day, what we want to be seen as doing, to keep traffic flowing safely. This is the teaser, the future plan of ASEM. Timing-wise, this event was a bit problematic. Yeah? All I can do now is say that ASEM is planning to launch its new road safety strategy at the end of September. And this will involve new industry initiatives and actually also commitments in the ITS domain. Yeah? So you could try to torture me, but I think that's all I will be saying today, apart from thanking you for your attention. And this is actually meant literally, yeah, because we need more attention to motorcycles. Thank you.